In order. First up tonight, we have approval of the agenda. We do need to make one amendment and table resolution 24-03 for our next meeting. With that, one amendment, I'll seek a motion for approval.
So moved, Chair.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
None opposed? Moving on now to the approval of the minutes, we have our special project work session, our public hearing, and our regular meetings from June 4th. Is there a motion to approve all sets of minutes?
Chairman, I'll make a motion to approve the work session budget, all 11 pages. Ms. Winchester did so well. And the public hearing budget of a half page, which I really enjoyed reading. And we also regular minute on June 4th.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
None opposed? Moving on now to administrative reports. I have nothing to report this evening other than please drink plenty of water as it's hot. Any other commissioners have any? Okay. Move on now to the county manager report, Mr. King.
I just have one item. One item to talk about, and that's the Barkers Creek Community Club. So our crew has got the HVAC systems ordered and should be installed by the end of the month. That was all done utilizing the direct grant program that came from the state legislature, so there shouldn't be any money involved, just our folks' time. So did want to bring you up to speed on that. And at this point, that's all I have for tonight.
Thank you. We have one person signed up for public comment, Amelia Walden.
Hi, good evening, you guys. Again, I have been on record a couple of different times bringing my concern about the building up there on Keener Street. Sent you guys an email a while back, everybody some pictures with those concerns, documenting those. Those comments and everything had come prior to the new county manager being here, so I want to make sure that he heard all of those concerns as well. The landscape guys were out there doing an amazing job this week, working on all of the front of that property. Nobody's doing anything with the back of that property that's hiding all of the problems. Where all the bamboo is, it's hiding that trailer that everybody's hanging out at. And talked to a couple of neighbors still to remind them to not have their kids playing on that roof that's fallen in. Hopefully you could tell from the pictures, if you happen to look at them, that there's direct access from the sidewalk, the yard, straight onto that roof line. You know, it just looks like a floor. Looks like nothing. But there's a big hole. So anyway, still concerned about that. So just wanted to make sure y'all knew that I'm still concerned. So thank you.
Thank you. Moving on now to our consent agenda and the financial report for May 2024, Ms. Fox.
Good afternoon. I'll go over the highlights for the month of May. The general fund revenues collected to date, $76,929,958. That's 85.12% of budget. The expenditures are at $71,999,206, 81.38% of budget. The revenues at this point, $4,930,752 more than the expenditures. The ad valorem taxes collected to date, 44,528,344. That's 100% of the budget. The motor vehicle taxes, 1,601,634. That's 80.75% of budget. The prior year tax collected, $362,156. That's 72.42% of budget. We received a sales and use tax distribution in the amount of $1,484,622 for the month of May, which represented February sales. That amount was $68,582 more than we received last May. The Article 46 distribution was $160,079. The average increase for the fiscal year is 3.06%. The landfill disposal fees, $2,936,174. That's 96.06% of budget. And the prior year disposal fees, $58,342. That's 68.64% of budget.
Ms. Fox, if I can put you on the spot, of that the revenues, $4,930,752. I know we've got expenses coming in for the last part of this month. How close do you think that'll go down? Ballpark?
Probably to about 2 million. We'll have expenses coming in till the middle of August.
And we can't use that money until after the audit in October?
We usually reserve any expenses till after that. The growth revenues, planning is running a little below the percentage for the year. Code enforcement is 1.72% over. Environmental health is down 7.34%, and registered deeds is over 10.45%. They're actually over budget. And the contingency amount at the end of May was $129,803.28. Be glad to answer any questions on the report.
Any questions from the board? If not, I'll seek a motion for approval.
So moved.
And a second.
Second.
Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Smith,
Yes.
Commissioner Bryson,
Yes.
Commissioner Jones,
Yes.
Chairman Latson.
Yes. All right, moving on now to budget ordinance amendments.
Okay, got several amendments tonight to close out the year. The first one is all general fund. It's a result in a net increase of $1,957,666. We have increased revenues from taxes, the NCVTS interest, sales and tax refund that was on a project that we had. Just minor school resource officers from SEC were 23,313 more. Shop with a Cop donations, fingerprinting fees, 911 grant that we just received for equipment. West Care ambulance profit, 18,401. We had several increases in recreation fees and donations. Increase in registered deeds revenue, rents, and the biggest one is investment earnings. There's an additional $1,080,000. Then we had some additional ABC revenues for education and beer and wine tax distribution. The supplies for Shop with a Cop, emergency management for the radios. We had recreation donations and proposing a $1.5 million transfer to Greenway Project Fund. And then the remainder would go into contingency.
Motion to approve this.
I've got several more. You want to do them all at one time?
Yeah.
This is the general fund. Also, it's the ARPA replacement revenues. Investment earnings, $296,007, and it'll be designated for future appropriation. This is the National Opioid Settlement Fund, increase investment earnings of $10,000, designated for future. Capital Reserve Fund, investment earnings of $55,050 goes into school capital reserve. That's Article 46. Investment earnings in capital reserve funds, an additional $108,425 designated for future appropriation. This is the school capital reserve fund, investment earnings of $105,105 going into school capital reserve. This emergency telephone fund, increase in investments of $22,170 and reducing their fund balance contribution. CPR fund, investment earnings $89,011, and it'll be designated for future. The Economic Development Revolving Loan Fund, $15,100 in investment earnings, and it's reserved for economic development. This is the Economic Development Enterprise Fund, increase in investment earnings of $33,000, designated for future. The Solid Waste Fund, increase in additional revenues within their sales, $110,196 increase. Green Energy Park Fund, investment earnings of $8,000 and one donation of $1,000, and it'll be contracted services and capital outlay. That's all of the budget amendments for.
Is there a motion, any questions from the board? Is there a motion for approval?
So moved, Chairman.
A second?
Second.
Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Jones,
Yes.
Commissioner Bryson,
Yes.
Commissioner Smith,
Yes.
Chairman Latson.
Yes. Moving on now to our project ordinance amendment.
I have 3 project ordinance amendments. The first one is for capital project funds. It's for investment earnings of $92,039, and it's split between Whittier, Koala Park, and Cashier's Glenville Park. The second one is for the indoor pool facility, increase investment earnings of $420,000, and it'll go into their contingency. And the final one is for the Greenways Capital Projects Fund, a transfer from general fund of $1,500,000 and construction for the Greenway, $1,500,000.
Is there a motion to approve those project ordinance amendments?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
And a second? Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Smith,
Yes.
Commissioner Bryson,
Yes.
Commissioner Jones,
Yes.
Chairman Latson.
Yes.
Thank you.
Moving on now to tax collector and refund reports and Ms. Henson.
Good evening. So for the month of May, for the current taxes, we collected $238,267. The delinquent taxes collected were $34,933. The total collections for the month were $288,475.46. There were refunds of $534.59. No releases, and at the end of May, the collection rate was 98.99%. Any questions?
Thank you. Great job.
Thank you.
98.9%. Is there a motion to approve the tax collector report?
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Jones,
Yes.
Commissioner Bryson,
Yes.
Commissioner Smith,
Yes.
Chairman Latson.
Yes. Moving on now to new business. First up is the Life Challenge of Western North Carolina request. Mr. King.
This one I'd respectfully request the board to table until next month on that one. We're gonna have them come in and do a presentation. We kind of can get better acquainted with what they do.
And moving on to the July 2nd regular meeting.
So as we discussed at the work session, the normal process is the first meeting in July. You normally postpone that or not have it. And so the next meeting would be the second Tuesday of the month at 1 o'clock. And that would be a work session. So
Is there a motion to approve that postponement?
So moved.
A second?
Second.
Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Smith,
Yes.
Commissioner Bryson,
Yes.
Commissioner Jones,
Yes.
Chairman Ledson.
Yes.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
Mr. King, on that agenda item 5, the life challenge for that well, will you have conversations with them regarding some of the questions we may have, like a public-private partnership and maybe the depth of wells, giving us an idea how much it cost? I think we all had some
Yeah.
good points.
I want to see it work. Just need to know what the cost estimations are.
I'll try to get them to address some of those concerns when they come and do the presentation. So.
Moving on now to County Attorney and Mr. King.
Yeah, I would just like to recommend John Cubis and T. Campbell to be the county attorney instead of on a full-time basis rather than interim. I've talked to John about the contract, and we would just continue on with the contract that we've got in place currently. We did do an analysis, and it's running within the same boundaries as what a normal full-time attorney would be. And so I would recommend that we would, to the board, that we would, you should appoint John Cubis as a county attorney.
Is there a motion to approve John Cubis and T. Campbell as our full-time county attorney?
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Smith,
Yes.
Commissioner Bryson,
Yes.
Commissioner Jones,
Yes.
Chairman Ledson.
Yes. And then our last item on their new business. The fiscal year 24-25 budget ordinances. Mr. King.
So we went through the process and had a budget hearing a couple weeks ago and had no comment at the public hearing. The general fund current year budget, or the proposed budget, is $93,803,495. The total, including all funds, is $127,734.78, and with less interfund transfers, it'll be $108,202,409. Do y'all have any questions?
Mr. King, just for the public and press interpretation, those two amounts, the 93 to the 108, could you or Ms. Fox just give a description on why that interfund balance occurs and such?
Okay.
There's transfers from general fund that goes to other funds. So reducing that interfund transfer reduces the double money between the funds.
Does that include like federal dollars that could come in later on, or state dollars of any type?
The majority of that would be state revenues and county revenues. Like sales taxes transferred from general fund to the school capital reserve funds.
I kind of knew the general answer, but it's always good when you have that discrepancy because we may get asked that.
Yeah. Was there a $19 million interfund transfer? I understand it. Okay. Is there a motion to approve the budget ordinance?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
I'll second that.
Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Jones,
Yes.
Commissioner Bryson,
Yes.
Commissioner Smith,
Yes.
Chairman Ledson.
Yes. Moving on now, we are going to table that one resolution and move on to item 10, which is the resolution 24-04 and the meeting schedule.
So this is also a discussion that we had at the work session. Basically, this resolution establishes a regular meeting at 6 o'clock on the first Tuesday of the month, a work session at 6:30 on the same night, and then a meeting at 6:30 on the third Tuesday of the month.
Any questions from the board? If not, I'll seek a motion for approval.
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Smith,
Yes.
Commissioner Bryson,
Yes.
Commissioner Jones,
Yes.
Chairman Ledson.
Yes. And for this resolution, just so everybody's aware, this is gonna start in August.
August the 1st.
All right. And for next year's July, are we just going to postpone our first meeting to the second Tuesday? Is that what, I mean, I know that's looking ahead, but, okay.
Moving on now to appointments. I believe there is one for the library board that we are looking at, and she's working to,
There's another application that she's doing the background research, and it'd be good if Mr. Stribling, Commissioner Stribling was here as well.
any questions from the press this evening? We do have a need to go into closed session for legal and real property. So, let's take a quick recess and then reconvene for, the closed session. Is there a motion to go into closed session?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
And a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
None opposed. Session, there was no action taken. With no further business, please remember that we do not have a meeting on July 2nd. Our next meeting will be July 9th and July 16th. With no further business, there a motion to adjourn? And a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Unopposed, we are adjourned.